are still secretary, and you can do next month.
Jason, we expect you to do better than come out.
All right, so. Ashley, Jason, and Joe. Okay, now, did I miss anything else?
That is it for officers.
Okay, so Winterfest discussion then. We're moving on to that.
All right, what are we discussing?
Where it is right now, and this could be a city event. So I was originally brought into Warfno County. Warfno County wanted to do an ice festival.
Thank you.
So I've been working between Warfno County and Los Angeles County to produce this winter festival. And Warfno County, I can't find anybody who can really drive it on Warfno County, so this has really become like a Los Angeles County, but we have $11,000 from Warfno to drive it. And I think, and so we need to involve Levita. Wanted to involve Kachara Mountain Park, and they were supposed to have their lift ready this summer, but it's not, or I'm sorry, this winter, but it's not gonna be ready for years. And the contract for running Kachara Mountain Park runs out in November, and they're gonna put out a new RFP. So we still need to involve Warfno County, but this is mostly gonna be Los Angeles. I met with Marty and Anissa last week, and we thought the lighting festival would be excellent, or the lighting would be, Brett would be great to involve in Winterfest, and maybe do it on some of the buildings down here. We've already got a deposit on ice sculptures. We've already got some sponsorship things set up, but we thought we could project some stuff down here, and then have a paid event in here. Is that about everything that you wanted me to cover on that?
I think so.
Okay.
Just because you mentioned Brett, but if we haven't already, we'll put a discussion of that on the next agenda.
The lighting.
For
The-
the
in a
more
Lighting
detail.
Protection Festival.
Yeah, just, I mean, Duke didn't really have a proposal, so I don't think we ought to be speaking about his presentation
agree,
this
Yeah,
time.
so wait and see.
But for sure, we can discuss Brett's.
Because I love Duke's ideas, but I didn't see what they,
It
what it
was-
was.
It's a lot of.
I think the rental idea is the only way to go because of the equipment. Texas Penal Heritage Foundation, Producers of Texas, that I was part of for 6 years, the executive director. We, about 10 years ago, and obviously the technology has progressed 10 years, it doesn't 2 years, but we bought projectors, and then we had a 1,000-foot by 600-foot cliff, a wall, that we put flames on, we put Indians on, and used those same projectors. We had a water display like they have in Vegas, some of the places, and projected on that, different things, actually flags and different things, and it didn't take us 2 years. We were having to, upgrade and just wear and tear, especially because they're outside. They
I
did
was
dogs.
saying they're outdoors.
Yeah, they're still outdoors. Dust
Especially the wind and the dirt.
dust can go through, solid glass, so almost, and, so renting them, you're gonna be assured of having,
The
working
latest
equipment.
technology.
Now, I could see it, I didn't, we can discuss this next week, but I could see having something downtown for 4 nights where everybody's involved, all the clubs are open, everything's, happening, push to have sidewalk sales and everything, and make it an evening thing. Biggest problem is when we do it at Christmas is, we could get one of those snowstorms coming through. Maybe be flexible, fun to think about, but definitely really not buying, equipment for just, it's too hard to keep up with the technology for one thing.
So I kind of like the idea of tying it into a Winterfest. The question is like, how big do we go? So if you're saying that Winterfest is more or less out, but they're already
We
committed
have,
to
we
15
we have to feature them somehow because we're using their money.
Right.
So we can put some ice sculptures in Levita, downtown Levita, and a few different places. This is also gonna be narrated by Wish Trip. If y'all are familiar with the Wish Trip app, they can do geolocation. We can create like a scavenger hunt. Take a photo of yourself at this location and bring all your stuff to the Welcome Center, and you get a goodie bag from some of the advertisers or some of the sponsors in the area. So we can feature the history in the Wish Trip app, we can feature culture, we can feature that stuff in tandem with a lot of the light stuff.
So
That's
that
the
would
same app, right?
include Word.
Oh, yeah,
That's
oh, yeah,
what
yeah,
it is.
sure. And
It
include
is,
work.
right? Yeah.
So it would be, timeline be the same, because I know you guys were shooting for like a late February for the Winter Fest.
It's February 2nd through the 4th.
Oh,
And
early.
the reason is because the weekend before is the Breckenridge Ice Festival and the Alamosa Rio Frio. And since a lot of families go on their ski trip, we just want them to add a day or two onto a trip as they're driving back.
I had put the 2 and the 4 together, May 24th.
Oh, maybe that makes sense.
So, yeah. the second. So
But
would
that
they
might
be
be a good
satisfied
exploration.
if all we did was put ice sculptures up there?
Well,
I
and
don't
I
think
include them in
that-
the Wish Trip app, so we could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, what we also want to do is include a lot of the nonprofits that maybe might want to set up s'mores and hot chocolate, or a charging station, or a warming hut, something like that. That would be free, you wouldn't have to pay any sponsorship, so that would be also available to La Vida, any nonprofits that they have there that might want to participate.
This is something.
Oh, yeah. We talked about a community snowball fight that might be at the Sebastiani Field. So all sorts of different ideas.
Cool.
And I got a list of about 62 different businesses that would be really good to sponsor. Because if you think about it, it's February, it's right in tax season, so a lot of the accounting firms, and since it's gonna be from Monument Lake to La Vida, outfitters, dude ranches out there, a lot of businesses that don't normally get the attention from the city would be great to include in this.
Anything else?
What would be needed from this group?
What would be needed from this group? Just knowing that this is coming up and how we can tie this in.
Yeah, were you just kind of sharing what was going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if there was a question for us.
Oh, yeah, well,
Okay,
then I know.
You had an ask.
Yeah, I was curious anyway, so that's
It
good.
was just kind of an update.
Okay,
But
so-
at some
We for
point,
sure could consider it for marketing, right? Can we-
yes, yes.
Especially as a city.
Yeah, because we have not allocated funding from Trinidad for this.
I got a grant, I got a $10,000 grant from the
grant.
city.
So.
So I know it's a
there's-
Monument Lake. Is there anything else downtown?
Yes, here probably at Chimino Park, and we'll have ice sculptures throughout town.
There'll be about 5.
So we'll have about 5 ice sculptures in town. We're praying for snow. And if not, we'll just use the snow that they plow from the streets and maybe pile it up. No,
You'll still get it.
So, and making an event at Chimino Park, or Holy Trinity Park, or something like that. So bringing more of the events for the Winterfest into Trinidad
Yeah.
and Monument Lake.
I know we have, there's some discussion on permanent skate rink as a possible capital expenditure, if there's any way we can
Hilton.
set up a
Hilton's
temporary.
It's
doing
already being, it's already
Yeah.
done at Hilton. She's
But
working
she
on
said
finishing
it's
it
like-
now.
Next month.
That means next year.
I think that would be an absolute slam dunk
Are
for
we
That
talking
would
about
be
the location?
cool though. The
Behind the
Hilton.
Hilton, she's putting that.
That's at Hilton.
Oh, that area back there? Bring
Yeah, I
in,
think so. It's kind of small,
they
but.
bring in things like ice
Silas.
sculptures and those folks.
If it's open, we can put an ice sculpture there, but
Yes.
anyway, okay. Is that it? On Winterfest?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, and then if we were, there's a theory of tying it into the light projection. Is that too much? Does it dilute what the event is? Like, or do we just theme it all together?
I think it's 2 events.
yeah.
Myself.
I think it can enhance it.
You could.
Especially, I love the idea of projecting on the Fox Theater from the highway. You know, stop here for a snowball fight or something.
It feels like 2 events to me, but maybe you could just contract him on a smaller scale for that event.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And then you probably know how to do it a lot quicker and easier after
Good test.
on just a couple of the best spots.
Yeah,
Something
2 might
like
be
that.
able to do a small
We'll have
scale
it
photo.
kind of
That would be
Or-
great.
Yeah, you wish you could rent the equipment for a week and do both or something, or extend it a little bit.
I mean, if we did end up acquiring one, I know there's concerns on the equipment and if that investment is worth it. But then we have one in hand and we could have a projection site.
Yeah, I'd like to see what it was. If it was like $4,000, like what he said, and then it could be used on different things. Maybe it doesn't sit out 24/7,
Yeah, we keep
but
the
it could
Trinidad one.
continually be popping around with different events or different things in different places. Could be like a fun.
Yeah, we could keep ours that we purchase as an indoor only for now, or at least like gets
Yeah, we
packed
could-
away.
If we could fit it into the equipment for space to.
I think that's worth bringing up, as part of that AV purchase.
And really it brought up, could we promote increasing the lodging tax or getting it passed if we ask him to project something to promote that, the lodging tax ballot? Say yes for increasing lodging tax and to get more stuff like this. Not if it's coming from the city.
Yeah, the city's not allowed to do
The city's not allowed to
that.
do that,
Okay.
so probably not.
It'd probably be hard to get an artist to put up a promotion anyway. Kind of goes against the
City
law.
design there. Come from an artist. Okay, is that it then on Winterfest?
I think I'm good.
Okay, do Trinidad right. Discussion trails.
Yeah, I was just, they're no trace, no leave, no trace, they have the 7 principles, but I was thinking we could put signage, maybe look into signage and trash cans at the trailheads. I'm trying to think, it's been a while since I've been up there, but like Wormhole, I don't think had any kind of anything.
Yeah, there's probably some
Okay.
real basic messaging on the, kiosk, so we do have trailhead sign there. Jared Chatterley is in charge of whatever is put onto that. Trinidad Trails Alliance has some level of input. But yeah, Chatterley's the one that actually gets stuff printed and laminated and put up there. So there's probably something about, leave no trace principles, but everything that he's put up is like 8.5 by 11 sheets. Like it's little, it's not attention grabbing in any way.
Will they give us anything? Like, do they have signs, that they would give us?
They don't have signs. We have all the elements, all the, all the logos, all the wording, all the everything. I have the entire, all the stock for that. But we'd have to put it on something.
Yeah.
And that being said, in the visitor guide that's being redone, we'll have leave no trace information in here and do Colorado right in here.
Cool.
So that is something we are adding actually.
Yeah, and so the only two we'd be able to do would be Wormhole, and they do have a new kiosk that's installed at the boulevard. There's nothing on it yet. It's
At where?
at the boulevard trail. When you go under the bridge from
Bridge.
Safeway,
Mhm.
gravel trail back there, the kiosk has been installed, but it's currently blank. There's not even a board in it to hold anything. So I'm not sure what they're gonna put on that one yet. But
Is that at the parking lot there?
no, it's on this end. Yeah, right.
Because there
right when
is
you
a
come
parking
over the
lot
bridge.
for that trail if you go around the other way.
Mhm. Yeah, there's no public signage over there, just a big sign that does say, it has icons like no fires, no camping, etc.
So we might encourage Anissa to put more on social media about Do Colorado Ride and Leave No Trace. That's great.
Definitely, any way we can use the verbiage. That way if there's
So maybe we can,
available
I'll meet
grants
with Anissa and
attached to that.
we'll schedule something maybe on a weekly basis, because they, or a monthly basis at least. They do have monthly programs where fire season, so be careful with fire. Just different seasonal things, seasonal messages that we can do a better job of. Okay.
You definitely ping Chatterley to ask if he could, I bet they have something that we can just print off and staple up there. Would be an easy way in terms of the public thing. But it's not that visible back up to their office, in terms of what we have on the trailhead sign. So the social media stuff, that's easy to share, and they might even already follow us and see that out in the wild.
Oh, they're out there.
I actually saw in one of these proposals, there was that type of messaging, and it was a promoted, like, ad on social media.
Yes.
So that is kind of just showing that alignment in terms of values at the city level, right? Just
Yeah.
like, hey, we're an outdoorsy place.
We are a member of the Colorado Coalition, so I did that like 8 months ago. And so they have regular meetings, if anybody wants to pony up to attend those Zoom meetings, I'll add you to the list.
It's the Colorado Coalition.
It's basically, it's do Colorado right. You wanna do that, Ashley? That's
Yeah,
your
you
pet-
can-
That's your pet thing?
Sure.
Okay, I'll invite you to that.
You can copy me, because
Especially with Zoom
it's
and
relevant to my trails work also, I just
Okay.
don't know how many I'll be able to make.
Alright.
So I can't be too new.
Anything else on Do Trinidad Right?
Just want to start a discussion, getting that wording.
All right, C is 2023 voter guide.
I don't know.
I think what we were talking about is how we can promote or possibly word some of the stuff for the lodging tax increase. That's all I could assume that's on.
Yeah, last meeting we were talking a little more broadly about, like the state blue book and if there's anything produced at the local level for Trinidad. So it could go beyond.
I think maybe Anissa was making something,
Yeah,
maybe that's why you wrote it down, because we wanted to get it to, yeah, just so we can share it, print it, get the word out. It's coming up, and outside of people like us, no one has any idea what that is, that it's happening, what it means, and we want to pass it.
Yeah.
We can't advocate for it, but there's
We can't
things that we-
personally,
personally,
You
but
can't.
there's things that can be done.
we can't do it as a board member.
So if I say.
If there's a guide, I know people that would print it off.
This is
Yeah.
Well, like we talked about last week,
That's okay.
any business
Yes.
owners or
Voting
friends,
for the tax.
It's a
any businesses that we do business with that Facebook pages, give them the information. Throw this up on your Facebook page, we need this support. There's a lot of people I think would do that.
Yeah,
Not
Keely,
hotels, but
Keely would do something like that if she had a document. I know Anissa was making something, and she makes really nice looking stuff,
so
so,
it would be a good idea.
yeah, I think we just wanted to maybe see what was
See
going on.
what it is. Shall I have Anissa send it to me and then I can share it with everybody?
That would be awesome.
Okay. Anything else on that?
That's it.
Okay, so number 7 is discussion of miscellaneous from board members. Sorry, number 6.
I have a miscellaneous, and it is Marty's request that we look at this ad renewal, which was supposed to make it to the general agenda, and it did not. So I have it, I think I could probably share it up there if we want to all take a quick look at it. But I know you had requested that we do that at our next meeting, so that was for the National Park Journal.
The reason I'm recommending that we continue advertising with national parks is because it generates reader leads. So at one point when we ran out of these, we were mailing these out to everybody that requested information on Trinidad. And then when it got low, we were sending them the digital version of this, which was actually very cost effective, and received no complaints. So we might continue that, but going back to National Park Journal, it generates probably close to 450 a month during the summer season. It drops down to about 110 or so.
450 leads.
Is it in this wooden basket? Is it-
Reader leads. So anybody
Let's
that
see if
picks
that
up
does it.
a national Park Journal We have historically run a full page ad, and we put custom content on it. They replicate that ad and they use it on their digital version, on their website, mycoloradoparks.com. They also do 2 or 3 different features on their Facebook page. It's called Enjoy the Ride in Trinidad. And there's the analytics for that, so you can see.
So this is kind of like an advertorial.
Right.
Really. So it looks like an article, which I definitely prefer over just
Over the print.
a bog standard print ad,
Mhm.
because it's the type of thing that could also come up in search.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not the worst as far as advertising goes.
Weird, you get ads for bikes. Strange.
You wonder what's our deadline on? So any,
I think it's the end of October for 2024. Is it on there? It might be on
So there was some numbers in there
Yeah.
about the clicks. So these are page views. So what I don't like about this, I've worked with a lot of companies like this before. You could kind of make up those numbers. You could exaggerate them. They might not be exactly what they are. I would want to see them coming from their analytics that shows it. It's a third-party software. I just got it installed on the Visit Trinidad site. We didn't have that. So we've had it for about 2 weeks now. And I went and checked, and we did not have any clicks from that website. We actually had practically 0 referral traffic. That is only a few weeks, but
Well, this I don't even know.
There's-
Oh, it doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah, makes there, yeah. That has to be ideas are kind of our goal there, though. So if we were to renew, like, what's the main goal of spending this money? And is it to drive people all the way down that stack to the Visit Trinidad site?
where is the place that they sign up and put their information? I couldn't find that. I clicked on all the URLs and I
there.
didn't
So they
see it.
send me an Excel spreadsheet with the addresses and the names.
Right, but where is that
Where do they-
page on there?
Where
Like,
do
where do they sign up for it?
Or does it
Through
say
this
send me more
website.
information? Like
Yeah,
on the
I
customer.
couldn't-
Question I have.
Yeah, I couldn't find it on any of these things.
So in the
Those leads are awesome. That's the best thing that you could get out of an advertisement.
in the print magazine, it's in the print magazine. It's not on the website.
Gotcha.
It's in the print
Okay.
magazine.
It should definitely be on the
Wow.
website. That's weird. So then from the
So
print they
targeted leads set between August 1st and July 31st of 23. There were 1,848 leads that we
so
fulfilled
how are
with
they
the visitor
submitting them
guide.
then? If it's in a print ad,
Yeah,
is it
this
like a
is-
QR code or how do they say, hey, I want information about this
I
and
don't
put in
know.
your information?
I really don't know.
I would love to know that.
I
That's,
just get
that's
the rates
really
and fulfill them,
important
and
to
it's
me.
like, oh, this is
Really
great.
old school,
I have never
little
asked that
cars
question.
that come out.
All of the other information shown on there isn't super impressive to me, and I don't know if it's real. I would love to see like their Google Analytics on it. We could request that from their analytics so we
Right.
could see
I like
it's real, but the leads are great, and you can do a lot with that.
I like the average time on page though.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're saying, sure they could massage it, but that indicates that it's actually being read, which is what I like about those articles. So
Yeah.
that to me says, yeah, they're not clicking through to Visit Trinidad, but it's because they probably got the info they needed,
From
which
what they were
was,
reading.
oh, here's this article that talks about Trinidad. Sounds like an interesting
It's
place.
sharing
It's not really
information,
that,
yeah, it's highlighting. the
So I
place
need
that
more
you're in.
information, so then they sign up for the, fulfillment.
I'm
piece.
curious if this is like out of their general database and if they have some kind of clause that they're allowed to share that. So it's like the national parks opt-in list and
Yeah,
then those
that's-
people clicked on Trinidad, so they sent them on to us or something.
Yeah, it's not specifically saying that it was for Trinidad, so
Yeah.
let's find out some more information about that.
And we can't vote on it today, we may have to
No,
vote on it next week,
right.
put it on the agenda.
Yeah, I'd love to know what that is.
Key baby.
Marty, how much does it cost to mail one of those out?
Here's the,
Too much.
Yeah, I agree. So what,
$2.54 now.
so what I would, like something, this would be like something for the marketing agency, basically, if they put in their email, we got that, we would send them a link or a PDF that's small enough to them within kind of a flow of information that could come out, and then we've talked about sending monthly email newsletters, things like this, again, stuff on the agency, but if you've got their email address, that's one of the most powerful things that we could get. That's better than their address, honestly. And then we can continue to send them stuff over time. There's kind of a drip feed of information that every person that enters their email, they can automatically get 3, 4, 5 emails and then monthly emails in there, and that's very powerful.
And when I import those Excel spreadsheets into my computer, I always look for duplicates. So if they're generating these, names and addresses and email addresses or something like that, it's never the same one because I don't ever get duplicates.
And it was 1,800 that they gave you?
Yeah, minimum that's good fodder for a future drip campaign,
Yeah,
regardless of the source.
It's to start.
Yeah, it is always best practice, like whatever first message you blast out to those people to say, hey, here's why you're doing this. Like, this came from national parks. If you want to stay in, you'll be in. Click your out.
Right, there is an opt-out option on Jeff's email address, so he's the one that sends them out. So I send him the reader leads, the Excel spreadsheet for that month or that week. We get them weekly for that week, and then at the bottom it says it's an unsubscribe button. It's a generic unsubscribe button, so they can unsubscribe. But his introductory is thank you for your interest in visiting and receiving more information from Trinidad. Please click on this QR code. This will give you the digital visitor guide.
It's
Real basic.
Jeff on a visitor
Jeff is now the Welcome Center
Welcome Center.
manager.
guide. Okay, cool.
He took my position.
Gotcha. I don't know if I've met him.
Real tall guy. I'll have to bring him and introduce him.
Yeah, definitely want to meet him. I would just say it's a relatively low cost, and it's $6,000. I don't know where we're sitting in terms of current spend, but the year's winding down, and there's money in the bank. I guess it does roll into the fund if we don't spend it. But also if we're not going to spend it, maybe we might as well. So I don't feel super strongly either way. It seems like a potentially worthwhile for the advertorial stuff alone, I think. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Jason, what do you think?
I'd just like to see more information, like where are those leads coming from? I'm really confused how they would come in if it's not on the
Yeah.
website.
Also, do we get a fresh batch, like a new article or two?
We can rewrite it as often as we want to.
Okay.
So it's just the same ones that sit there? Okay. Yeah, I would be curious how they rank on Google too,
Yeah, and if they pull the old one down, if we put a new one up.
And then just their Google Analytics data. Usually I've worked with a bunch of
So what am I asking for exactly though?
the Google Analytics data of kind of our statistics,
Yeah, so those web pages that are Trinidad related that are part of this campaign.
So they gave me that information, but
He
that's
wants,
not what
like,
we want. We
the
want the actual analytics.
The actual,
Yes.
like, a screenshot, yeah.
Exactly,
Okay.
just so, you're keeping everyone honest and that kind of stuff. I've worked with a lot of these guys before and they generally exaggerate a little bit.
Okay,
Sometimes a lot.
all right, so.
Not saying they're not telling the truth, but you always have to ask them. They will always do that, and then you ask for the analytics. And then
Oh, I don't care. No, I will, I'll ask. Okay, so I'll
yeah,
get that to
and
you.
just where the leads are coming from. Those are just my two things.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the lead source, yeah, in terms of if it's from a general database or if it is specific to Trinidad, like they were on the Trinidad page and signed up, or visited a link from the print ad and signed up.
And what they should be able to do is take that same information they give us, and you could get an email weekly, monthly, just automatically comes in to see how it's doing.
Okay,
If we wanted that,
right.
just it's something that would just be sent out.
So do you want to table this then for now and
Yeah,
put it
I
on
mean,
the next agenda once I provide you with the information?
sounds like.
I
we
think
should
so.
keep it on the list.
Yeah.
keep it on, okay.
Just put it like a staff.
We were gonna talk about Destination Colorado, and I don't think we were talking about Destination Colorado and getting that set up.
I'm gonna
I think that was on the
bug
back.
out. I'm expected to cross the street at 6. I got
Okay.
a minute and a half to get there, so I didn't
Alright,
quite expect this to be a 2-hour.
I did.
Didn't know.
I did. As soon as I heard
Presentation,
As soon as I heard Duke was gonna
I've seen their
I stopped
presentation.
answering calls, and he's been bugging us about being on Destination
Actually,
Colorado.
congratulations.
When we go on the website, he
Your
says,
trip?
meeting planners do all the work, it's just a matter of us
The
getting on
12th.
that website.
I will see you before then.
All right, so that's your board.
Yes, but I think something else too.
Ashley? Oh, go ahead.
All of us as business owners, we're connected to a lot of different things, and I think it would be great if we established like a liaison. For instance, Dawn was here last week. Could we have a liaison from this board that, I don't know, steps into their meetings once a quarter and reports back on anything that they think is relevant to what it is that we're doing? For instance, I'm the representative for the Destination Blueprint. I got like a whole thing, if you wanna hear what happened at the last Destination Blueprint meeting. I think it would be good if each one of us, if we knew what each one of us was being a liaison for, so we could bring information back. Because we've already seen, we hear stuff that happened years ago that nobody knows about, right? It would be great if we were going to some of those other board meetings that tangentially involve us or involve tourism. And then each person can come back and report, well, I went to this meeting and this is what I saw, this is what I think has bearing to what it is we're doing. Make sense?
You think specifically city boards or just anything?
Well, not, I mean, like parks and recreation, definitely, right? But utilities, probably not. I just don't know how many other boards, like, Chamber of Commerce. That has some involvement because we wanna make sure that the businesses know how they can get involved in the events coming up, et cetera, they know about the event. Main Street Board, if there's gonna be some kind of event, some sort of tourism thing that's on Main Street, we wanna make sure they know all the details around there, and then what are their priorities? If they're working on a project, we can bring back to us and say, oh, you know, we might have something in the budget for that, or we can involve them and make sure that they know about this other event coming up. Does that make sense? It's just making sure that the left hand knows what the right hand is doing, or all 8 hands of the octopus know what each hand is.
So my suggestion was reaching out to those boards and asking them if they would allow something like that, a liaison from the Lodging Tax Advisory Board to sit in on their meetings.
Those boards looking to target would probably welcome that, but yeah.
I think so.
We also don't want to duplicate efforts. You know, we don't want 2 people making sure that they're getting involved in parks and recreation. We just need 1 person doing that.
You can ask Main Street. If they're involved and stuff.
Okay,
With them with the first step.
then you would be the rep for Main Street.
How about Chamber of Commerce?
You're on the chamber, right?
I am on
Can
the
we
chamber.
do that?
Okay, so Ashley's
You're already
the
the
Chamber of
president,
Commerce.
so you almost get out of
A lot of,
Okay, so Amanda,
Yeah,
your board?
I'm doing the destination blueprint, and I don't know, what else? What other boards are there that we should
There's the
really?
Arts, there's the Arts Commission,
Okay,
Arts and Council,
I can be in that one.
there's, Creative District, there's Parks and Rec. Joe, you would be perfect for Parks. and Rec.
Yeah, Parks and Rec would be a natural fit for me. I don't know if I can commit to being at every meeting, but.
No,
I
I'm
was
just
like
thinking
once
like
a
once a quarter,
Oh,
or,
sure.
yeah, no.
yeah,
Oh,
just pop in
yeah,
and
general
say hi.
update.
You would have to go to every meeting.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Okay.
Or at least get the agendas sent to you, the ones that you don't go to, so you can see what's going on. Sure, I can be creative.
I'll just post it.
Yeah, we can check those things.
Margie.
Oh, super, great.
Okay.
Cool. Anybody else have any miscellaneous? Anything that you, are we ready to move on to discussion of the agenda?
Here's a random thought, just on this, I know we're putting an RFP out for it. Is it because the RFP's over a certain price?
I think it's just because we need them. do something new or
And this to redesign it, or
It's to redesign it.
Okay. How much was it last time? I think Steve said it was maybe like 50 grand or
It
something.
was about 50, I think we allocated 60 just for,
That's
The
wild.
inflation.
I feel like I could get this done for less than 5 grand.
including print costs though, that's probably a big chunk.
I didn't know that was the print cost.
Does that include
I
printing?
think that's.
Okay, that makes a heck of a lot more sense.
yeah,
Okay.
printing, delivery, and,
You
yeah.
pictured
Yeah.
12 designers
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, I'm not a designer, but I work with a lot of them. That blew my mind. Okay.
Yeah,
That makes
I think that's
sense.
probably the vast majority.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Most of it's
Okay.
printing. Printing right now is
Yeah,
astronomical.
printing is always expensive,
Astronomical.
especially multi-page, full color,
It's a nice piece, it really is, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's nice. I just didn't think it should
Um,
be 50 grand.
are we- Could we involve it all in content updates for that?
I gave you this like months ago,
Yeah,
and I
on the-
said, mark it up and give me your information, so get it to me.
Okay,
We still have plenty of time.
Okay,
So you take this home and mark it up, or make suggestions, or, send photography. I don't care what you do, just
do it.
do it. This isn't a one-person, one-man job. This is a community. I mean, this is an effort from lots of people. You need to have your input. If you want to see something in here, something different, change the font, the pictures, the content, whatever,
Okay.
just let me know. And we will communicate that to the designers and get it done. And we'll get drafts back. We have 2 drafts that we'll get back. So first draft, we'll make our changes, second draft, and then we'll finalize it.
cool.
Okay? All right. So discussion of agenda for the next agenda. I already have the RFP. You guys were gonna go over that. Joe's gonna look at that. You get me your edits. I'll send them to Joe. We were gonna discuss the lighting, on that agenda. I'll put Do Trinidad Right information from Jared. We'll get that information and we'll put that on the agenda. What else did we have?
Destination Colorado.
Destination Colorado?
Destination Trinidad, your destination.
Destination blueprint update.
Sure.
You got it,
Take it now.
Okay.
Actually, do you want to touch on something from the conference?
I can give an update on that.
Oh, yeah, that'll be
That's
over,
what
so,
happens.
yeah,
So,
update on conference.
Do we want to say
Yeah,
anything
Keelan will be
about
there.
destination
yeah,
stewardship?
I'm gonna go, but I'm not going to the
There's
conference.
another meeting coming up, but I don't know if it'll be before the next meeting.
So I'll probably see.
Are there any other destination somethings that we need to?
oh my gosh. Destination
So many
everything.
destination,
I did a destination stewardship.
Destination stewardship, I just did an interview with that lady, and that's a state program.
yeah. I sent her all your emails. Just
Do we want to put,
just wanted your input on everything, so she has all your emails.
do we want to do any talk at all about this fantastic display, the Smithsonian exhibit? Is there anything that we can contribute to making that more successful? Not money.
That's a conversation you might have with Margie.
Okay.
Okay. I will send you a draft agenda, and then we'll do a regular agenda out of that. So next meeting is second Tuesday, second Tuesday in October, correct?
October 11th,
Should be.
is that right?
October
That'll be the
11th,
10th,
10th, 4 p.m.?
4 p.m.
Works for me.
Okay.
4
All right, if there's nothing else, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay.
She can't make motions.
She
You can't second her motion. You can say when she
Oh.
says I ask for a motion to adjourn.
I make the
You
motion.
say, I move to.
I'm not.
I move to.
She's been seconding her motions all.
I can't make a motion. All right, meeting dismissed.
Thank you.